Respected guests and dignitaries, a very warm welcome to everyone here. I, Simanta Shekhar, being a chairman of Assam State Film Finance and Development Corporation, I'm here in the Cannes Film Festival in the India Pavilion, and it is our privilege that we are here. We are very happy because Assam is a part of this year's 75 Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav celebration associated with this Cannes Festival here. And we are very happy. And this time, we have brought some good opportunities and good discussions regarding the film development in entire Northeast, especially in our own state, Assam. Firstly, I would like to introduce our other dignitaries with us. We have our Secretary, Cultural Affairs, Ms. Loya Madhuri. She's an IS officer. And we have another bureaucrat with us, Managing Director, Film Finance and Development Corporation, Srimati Manideepa Borkotuki. And we have one more person with whom we are very proud because the entire India, the world knows him. He is Papon. And he's a very famous celebrity, a very famous singer, and of course a filmmaker. He's just now working for 2 films, and he will definitely describe about the films that he is making right now. And we also discuss few topics regarding the film development, film policies, government policies in northeast of Assam, in Assam, and our government initiative to promote the film markets and to promote the film business as well as the filmmaking in Assam. So let's start it, and I think I'll go with the brief descriptions regarding that. Before that, I would like to say you one thing. Assam is in the northeast corner of India, and it is one of the most beautiful states of India. It has beautiful sceneries, hills, rivers, tea estates, forests, flora and fauna, and everything is there in Assam. As to say, we can say that in Assam it is one filmmaker and producer can get everything what he looks for in a shooting in Assam. And Assam can be a next destination for your film shooting, because we have already been explored by other cinemas in Bollywood. Namely, I could say that name of Rangoon cinema, that the cinema has already been shot in the Upper Assam area. And you could see that you could know about the movie Rockstar, Rock On movie is there. So a lot of movies from Bollywood, they have already started shooting in Assam, because the possibility in shooting in Assam is that the location, most of the locations are unexplored, virgin, and indeed, those locations are having less cost effective or maybe free of cost. Because those are natural destinations, national locations. And the biggest thing is that, if I say about the location in Assam, you could see those locations are very accessible. The communication and the transportation to that locations are very easy, and is directly connected from Guwahati, because Guwahati is the main center city where you can communicate, you can go and you can transport your film location, film crew to any location nearby. If you want to go to Haflong, the hill station in Assam, it's one of the most beautiful hill station that you can have a shooting with that space, with that place. And the Haflong is around 2.5 hours drive from Guwahati. And during the drive, within the drive, you could see it's a very long tunnel that can be seen only in Jammu and Kashmir. And you can't even imagine that long tunnel is there in Assam. So in that tunnel, a lot of Assamese movies also are being shot. But I just want to say that in a hill station, you can find within 2 hours, you can reach Shillong. Shillong is having a lot of locations with waterfalls, with hills and everywhere. From Guwahati indeed, because Guwahati and Assam is uh, the main place or is the locator and maybe the center place from where you have to go through all the 7 northeastern states. This is the gateway to the northeast of India. Now I want to say the present government, led by Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, our very active leader, he is so interested in making Assam as a world destination for film shooting. And we are very privileged and very happy because we're representing Assam to the Cannes Festival to see all the dignitaries, all the filmmakers, producers, directors, and all associated, respected people with the cinemas. We are very happy that we could see you here. We can welcome you to come to Assam to shoot your movie. And the things are like that. There is always a coordinator who will help you in that regards. If you want to come to Assam, if you want to have a shooting out there, if you want to have some story based on Assam to be in your next cinema, Assam State Film Finance and Development Corporation are always liable to help you. We are always eager to help you. We are always eager to welcome you in every aspects of your film project. We are already there. So before going in a brief description, I would like to show you some audio visual of the shooting location that I have mentioned. Let's go to the audio visual. This is the hill station that I have said about. Thank you very much, everyone. Hope you like the locations, as I said about that. But these are a few clips of the locations. We have lots of locations that those are still unexplored, and even we cannot describe you all in this short video. So anyway, let's go to another topic. It's about the history of Assamese cinema. So we could see that the history of Assamese cinema is 86 years old. We are the 4th oldest talkies in India after the Alamara in 1931. Our first Assamese talkies was released on 1935 and was directed by Jyoti Prasad Agarwala. And from that time, we are doing a lot of movies, a lot of cinema works are going on. And we have been privileged and we have been so honored and proud with famous filmmakers like Phony Kharma, Dr. Bhupen Hajarika, Vishnu Prasad Rabha, Manju Bora, Janu Borua, Zubin Garg, and Munin Borua, and lot more others filmmakers are there, and we are very proud of them. And about the history also, we would like to show you a short audio visual.
Assam has a cultural legacy, which is as colorful as its booty of nature's bounty. This is true in the realm of Assamese cinema also. In 1934, 3 years after the first Indian talkie, Alamara was made, began the making of Joy Moti, the first Assamese film, which was to be released on March 10, 1935, the brainchild of Jyoti Prasad Agarwala. It was an attempt at cinematic storytelling and thus rich in cinematic elements. Jyoti Prasad, who returned with his second film, Indramaloti, in 1939. Another tea planter, Rohini Borua, came forward to make the third Assamese film, Monumoti. Planter Parvati Prasad Borua, his Rupohi, is the fourth Assamese film. The next landmark film was Kamal Narayan Chaudhary's Bodon Borfukon. The next noteworthy effort saw the teaming up of the dramatist Phony Kharma and the bohemian Vishnu Prasad Rabha in the making of Siraj. In 1956 was released the film titled Era Bator Khur, which heralded the arrival of Dr. Bhupen Hajarika as a filmmaker. Phony Kharma's Pioli Fukon, made in 1955, earned the first national level recognition for Assamese cinema, the President's Certificate of Merit. Nib Borua, who made his debut in 1956 with Smiti Poroch, went on to win the same honor for his Mak Aru Morom. Prabhat Mukherjee, successful as a Bengali filmmaker, did come over to Assam in 1959 to make Puberu. Local actress Gyanoda Kakoti's memorable performance in this film was acclaimed not only here in Assam but also at the Berlin Film Festival. This was also the time which saw the emergence of the box office boom infused by the genre of films made by Brojan Borua. His first film, Dr. Bej Borua, was a thriller in which Brojan Borua's decision to stay away from the established studio circuit and shoot his films in real locations, training local lads to perform technical tasks. The 70s saw a landmark decade for Assamese cinema. Podum Borua's Gonga Silonir Pakhi, which told the tale of a young widow treated on the realm of realistic cinema, was a brilliant masterpiece. The process of Assamese films making its way to the international arena began with the arrival of the FTII train Janu Borua. He followed his maiden film Oporupa, Halodhia Sorai Baudhan Khai, which was the first Assamese film to win the Golden Lotus and the Best Actors Prize for Indrabonia at the Lucano Film Festival, is a milestone film in Assamese cinema. The 80s also witnessed the trend of films being made in various dialects of the state. The 90s witnessed the making of a mere 64 films only. Hemendas, Gautam Bora, Sanjeev Hajarika, Khantona Bordoloi, Bidut Chakraborty and Manju Bora joined the band of serious filmmakers in this decade. The Assam government had been doing its bit for the industry for quite some time. The state-owned film studio, named Jyotish Chitrabon, was established in 1968. The Assam State Film Finance and Development Corporation was established in the year 1974 to finance Assamese films. There are more than 100 Assamese films which have been made in this decade. The journey of Assamese cinema is one that is as turbulent as its terrain, troubled at times, but vibrant as the Brahmaputra.
Thank you, everyone. Now ma'am, Loya Madhuri will speak about the film policy indeed.
So, thank you so much. The history of Assamese film might be new to most of the people in India, um, rest of the country, but we just showed a glimpse of when the movie making started in Assam. So that's to establish that there is huge amount of talent in terms of technical expertise or artists, story writers, in all kinds of creative uh, ventures that are required for a movie making. It's very much available in Assam, and with the help of various institutes, we just showed Jyoti Chitraban and Film Finance Development Corporation. With these institutes support, and there is another institute for film training, which is state-led Dr. Bhupen Hazarika Film Training Institute, which has around 200 students coming out every year in different streams of movie making, acting, camera, editing, sound mixing. So with the support of these institutes, Assam has been trying to promote, help regional films as well as encourage filming in Assam. In spite of having such long history and expertise, we have not been able to assimilate with the national film. So this is the attempt from government of Assam in the year 2019. We have come up with the film policy rules to encourage regional films, to support scientific, new science fiction movies, highly advanced technical movies by providing different kinds of incentives to the local directors and filmmakers. In addition to that, a very important, significant feature of this policy is to encourage filming by international filmmakers, national filmmakers. So the tourism department, along with the cultural affairs department of government of Assam, is working on a very, creating a conducive environment, increasing ease of doing business, reducing the complaints burden for anybody who wants to come to Assam and shoot films. For that, there is a tourism policy within, promoting film tourism, basically. So it's in line with Government of India's policy, where we are offering single window clearance for getting permissions to shoot in various locales. And most of the locations, as is already mentioned, do not charge very high tariff. And as we already mentioned, Assam is very well connected by air, road. It's interesting that in a small state, we have more than 6 airports where you can go from Guwahati to any place, get your work done and come back the same day. So that kind of connectivity you will rarely see. It has been developed, and we are going to have more new airports as part of the Act East policy of Government of India. There is huge investment going on for improving infrastructure in the Northeast, and we are big benefactors of that with very good infrastructure with regard to health, education, universities, and airports. So you will have the talent required, you will have the support from the government, and we are welcoming you to come and film in Assam. Also collaborate with our directors to tell the stories of Assam to the nation and the world. That is something we are very much keen to do. So the stories of Assamese movie, some are originally built in the background of Assam, and some are remake of main stream movie where there are commercial elements. But the focus is, the policy's focus is to create movies where good stories are told, emotions, social bonding, issues related to various communities, the communal harmony, to promote various aspects for the welfare is given a great priority. So while I'm not elaborating the benefits of regional film, since we have the audience here who are coming from different parts of the country, I would like to mention that we are ready to invite you, to support you to do filming in Assam without much hurdles. And we are going to create this policy. We would like to hear from you. how to reduce the complaints burden, how to make it easy for you to come shoot, have accommodation which is affordable, do your bit and have tourism to enjoy places in Assam and go back with very limited time. So this is what we would like to offer on behalf of Government of Assam. Now we would like to briefly mention about various institutes and facilities that we have with respect to some infrastructure that we can provide you for post-production related activities also, and some movies which have been developed with the support under the film policy, which have gone to the national film competitions and even won awards. I would now hand it over to our Managing Director of Film Finance Corporation, Srimati Monideepa.
Regarding Assam State Film Finance and Development Corporation, it is a very old institute which was set up in 1974. And it's basically, Film Finance Corporation has to give finance as well as we work for the development of Assamese film industry. So we have been since 2000, we have produced many films which are still getting national and regional recognitions. And I can name few films. That is one which was Nishidha Nadi, Bandhun. It got the best feature film in Assamese in the 60th National Film Awards. Then Rag, Pani, Shinkhal, TRP, Sat Number Sandhan, Diksho Bonat Palaks, Tumi Ahipane, Sunar Baran Paki. I think that was also financed by us. I think last time Bobby Sharma, I think she also had one session. I think she is also one of our directors of that film. And Wisdom Treat and Anunat, these are the films ready, and we have already sent it to few film festivals. So these are the films we are producing, and we have excellent directors and actors who are working with the Film Finance Corporation. And so I think when we produce a film, it's the support of those people who are working in Assam, very well trained photographers who are making marks in the national level as well as international levels. And I can say about that, ma'am has already mentioned, we have a Juti Chitravan, that is film studio with a beautiful locations in Assam, where so that is, we have, it's in a hilltop area, that film studio is there. It has a beautiful tea garden inside that film studio. It has beautiful forest areas. So one can come and explore our film studio in Guwahati. It's in the heart of the city. As well as in the film studio, you can have the facilities of editing. That is, the post-production works are also done there. So many filmmakers now can avail those facilities in a very subsidized rate at Juti Chitravan. And we have excellent camera facilities in Juti Chitravan Film Studios. That is ARRI Skype panel, ARRI HMI, that we are giving it for 18,000 rupees per day. So very subsidized rate. One can afford to have those cameras. There are 2-3 floors, shooting floors there in Juti Chitravan. And the crane, trolley come, all these which are related with the film shootings are available there in Juti Chitravan Film Studio. And I welcome all of you. We have good facilities to stay there. There are guest house in the studio inside. So one can avail that opportunity. And Government of Assam, as ma'am has already spoken about that, is very keen to offer these facilities who can avail, as well as studio facilities and can hire those cameras, as well as they have vanity, it's called vans, 4 or 5 vans are there. So it's like if someone can come from outside, I think it's they can, maybe without much crews. I have already told that there are excellent photographers. I think one who had done good filming I think once whose documentary, he was a photographer also. So there are many facilities available in Jyoti Chitravan that I have mentioned. So welcome all of you. You can avail those. And ma'am was already mentioned about the single window clearance that we are working on. So I think it is a good opportunity to explore those facilities which are available there. And one thing, as already discussed about the tourism factors, that one can go to Shillong, Meghalaya, that is only 2 hours from Guwahati. Some of these places are called even that Grand Canyon. I don't know whether you have visited those places. Some call it the Scotland of the East. Whatever, for us, it's the loveliest place. Though we belong to Guwahati, we used to go there very frequently. I think many unexplored places are there, and one can, it is a heaven for the film shooters, that I can ensure. So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Film Finance Corporation, we have produced 2 films, and we'd like to show you the small teasers we have made. One is Onunat, that is made by Rima Bora. She is also a national award-winning producer. And another, but Muktang, that is Suraj Dora. He also got a national award for filmmaking. So I'd like to show 2 teasers of our production. These films are ready, and we have already sent it to few film festivals, and we are very, in fact, we are very hopeful that it will do well in definitely different film festivals. So would you please like to, this one is Onunat, and another is Mukta. So please. So a small, just 2 minutes for the small background of film, Onunat. That was basically on trafficking, which was shoot in here in, I think in Haryana. That is a wonderful film, and we are very hopeful about that film. It's a struggle of a girl who was was a traffic victim, and how she was stuck in a place, and how she, all odds, there are some good people who rescued her, and other things will follow that I don't want to disclose now, because you have to watch the film, and I think it's a very good and wonderful movie. And the second teaser, as we have shown, that is Mukta. It's regarding the terrorist activities, how an innocent boy who was not at all attached to any terrorist activities, who became the victim of some conspiracy, and how he ended up being in the jail, and rest, you will have to watch the movie and enjoy. So these are the small teasers I have shared with you for the first time in Cannes, I think in this Indian pavilion, and maybe we are hopeful that it will go in a long way in future. Thank you so much. Now I...
Hello everyone, this is Biswajit Bora, the director of the film Bumba Ride. The film was among the 5 films that India have taken to the markets. I am very fortunate to get this, have this opportunity to showcase the film in the market. I would like to thank the Government of India, NFDC, DIFF, for giving us this opportunity. Since we are talking about Assamese cinema, so I don't want to take long about, saying about Bomba Ride. So Assamese cinema, I have been doing I have made around 8 films. I started my career especially in Hindi films, but once I shifted to Assamese cinema, I started in 2016. From then onwards, I have been making films in every year. So it's a great, that I feel, because in Assam, when you shoot a film, there are lots of, uh, uh, opportunity to take this, offers like Government of India, Assam government is giving, especially that lights. If you shoot the film, there are very cheap rates, even this light boys, and at all the technical aspects. If you see, you can shoot a film there. You can do the editing, post-production over in Assam, and that all these facilities are there in Assam. So, and especially when you shoot in the outdoors, everywhere in Assam, there is only single window to shoot there. You don't need to take the permissions and all. If you have police permission or maybe government permissions, then in one single window in Assam, you can shoot everywhere in entire Assam. So that's a good thing, because I have been shooting that other states also, but it's very difficult for the permissions for a small budget films. So it's a good thing, and especially these equipments, they are world class equipments that ARRI cameras they have, and this particularly the sound department, they have everything. So that anyone can make a film in Assam, beautiful locations, and the people, especially the people of Assam, they are very supportive. When you shoot there in the interiors, the people always help you. Even that hospitality and technicality, especially logistically, someone thinks it's very difficult. But we have couple of airports. Suppose if you are shooting in Upper Assam, you don't need to travel to Guwahati or somewhere. Maybe you can go to that directly to Dibrugarh or somewhere. So it's very good thing. I have been making films, and because I am Assamese, definitely, but still anyone can, because there are lots of support you get from Assamese people. So I'm happy and I'm glad that I'm being an Assamese filmmaker. I'm happy I'm making films, and especially now from Assam, this very small film is Government of India is taking to the Cannes. So I'm really grateful and thankful to the Government of India. And I don't want to say anything about that. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.
So now it's a time for our very, what to say, the attraction of this today's meeting, Papon, to speak few words about Assamese cinema. And he will definitely endorse us, endorse the state policies, and our willingness and eagerness to invite you people to Assam to get involved with the Assamese film industry with all your wishes and with all your hands, from filmmaking to direction to investing in self, and to have you, everyone in our state, will be very proud and will be privileged to do that. So I will hand over my microphone to Paponda.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for bringing me on to this amazing opportunity of inviting people from across Assam, India, abroad, internationally, to come to Assam to shoot. Also encouraging Assamese cinema, which is really old actually. Not many people know about the history maybe, but now it's come of age. Young people are like Vishwaji, and so many younger people are making such interesting cinema now. We've seen some movies made it to all the way to Oscar to Cannes to everywhere. So which is nice. This is the beginning, I hope. After these 2 years of what's happened, we are back and Government of India, and I saw a program just before us, incentives of Government of India and state governments, which is encouraging international filmmakers to come. I saw how Philippines was talking about, how they have been struggling for a while to do the same. That process is important. I hope it's begun. It's going to be there for a while. And as everyone's already mentioned, I don't want to speak more on the details of Assamese cinema or how the single, I was just talking to many producers already, not about endorsing right now here, but I have been endorsing Assam anyway because that's where my heart is. And wherever I go, I carry a bit of Assam wherever I go. So that's the beauty of what we have, that I still haven't done, I think, not even half of what I want to do about our culture to be spread, because and I'm so happy that whatever I have brought to mainland India or internationally, people are so amazed, and I have just done that bit only. I have so much more. So that's the rich heritage, culture, the multi-fabric of ethnic groups and a different palette for filmmakers, I think. You have shot everywhere, Kashmir and everywhere. So beautiful India is everywhere, Rajasthan. We have so many different zones in India. Assam is also, and the entire Northeast is so beautiful. I have traveled a lot. I'm a traveler, actually, so I can see from another side. Assam and that area hasn't been really explored well, so which is good in a way that we have more to show now. Even Indian filmmakers, international filmmakers, has a beautiful fabric which in the world, I don't think you have seen so many different ethnic groups, stay together with so much diversity. The multi, cultural fabric which the Brahmaputra, the river, I think Brahmaputra itself carries as much water as the rest of the Indian rivers put together. That is the river. I just went recently. I've been shooting for last 4 years. I've also been shooting. I didn't tell anyone this, but it'll take me some more years to complete what I want to give a glimpse of what I enjoy deep within me because of the cultural diversity we have. So, looking forward to that. I have been, trying to tell producers from Bombay and everywhere, Mumbai, and I just recently asked everyone there, what are the problems shooting in Assam? So we already are good, well connected now. It's really, as they said, it's really welcome, by the willingness of the government this year to add on to that. So inviting everyone to come and shoot and feel that different palette which you can showcase. And yeah, I mean, it's something, for the river itself is such a beautiful river, and the different tribes and all of us residing by it, we have been dealing with this or living with this temperamental river for centuries now. And we have songs and stories to tell of the joy and the sadness, sorrow, everything that the river brings. Come explore it. That is what we are here for. Making it easier for filmmakers to come now. And I'll just maybe show you what I was shooting for, just to give you a different idea about this. First I want to show you a little quick edit of what I did, because we wanted to quickly show you how this 550-year-old culture, I call a film I'm making, I call the sacred beats. This amazing music, classical music form, not yet explored so much by the rest of the world, is lying there 550 years, and it's just so amazing. Quick, maybe film little snippet will show you how it looks. And this is Onkiya Nat and Bhavna and all, which is cinema play 500 years back. Shri Honkordev designed, and I heard Girish Karnadji once say the same thing, that it's the first of its kind and it's still going on. And a little snippet of that maybe for the first film I was working on.
Assam has a
Not
cultural legacy,
not this one. Sorry,
which is
this is
as
something else.
colorful as
It's
its
called the
booty of
Sacred
nature's
Beats.
bounty. This is true in the realm of Assamese cinema also. In 1934,
This is
3
the other
years
one.
after the first Indian talkie,
Sorry, this is not the one. We've already played
was
this.
made, began the
It's called the Land of Sacred Beats, because the khol and the music is played for the Almighty. It's still like that. So number 7. It's still work in progress. Just quick edit to just showcase you how it looks.
There will always be a quest for everyone, for every musician as well. The musical quest for different types of music. Now, after traveling across the world, when I look back, what I have at home is like, wow, it's so old, it's so beautifully complex form of music, but the rest of the world doesn't know about it. I always wanted to do something, interesting with that music, that form of music. But now it's become even more important for me after traveling around the world and coming back to it. Amongst the different forms of indigenous music and different forms of music around my region, what Honkordev and then Madhavdev and their disciples created 500 plus years back is so beautifully complex yet simple. Though I'm not so religious, but I'm spiritual. What I like is that musical side of it. And all that was being done is that, there's so much chanting happening. So there are different opinions, and I hope we find a common ground and a common design for defining and teaching this unique form of music which the Guru Janas had created 500 years back. It is very structured already, grammatical, and so classical in nature. And the heartbeat, the beat of the whole form is the whole and the structures, how it's been designed. It's so amazing. So I need to put this together where we can find more people, come together, structure it well, and take it to the next generation.
So this just shows that side of ethnic, classical music, which is there. And quickly another one, which is the next movie, which is about the different tribes. I've just started the journey. I wanted always to sail through the Brahmaputra, showcasing that one river, one land has so much diversity. I've just started the project a couple of years back. Just a little snippet to show you the different vibrant cultures and how they live, and that kind of space, the music and the look, the architecture, just the whole different vibe. It's so different. So yes, quickly a glimpse of that, please. It's called Mystical Brahmaputra.
I have carried this river in my heart wherever I have roamed in the world. And there was this deep desire that someday I will travel the entire length of the river, discover the mystical river, learn about its mysterious origins in deepest gorge of Tibet, its entry into Assam, and eventually becoming one of the mightiest rivers in the world. I want to discover it through the people who live by it, stay with them, eat with them, and learn their music, poetry, and art. Right now, I feel I'm in the right frame of mind to embark upon such a journey and reconnect to my musical roots. This is a dream I have carried with me for almost a decade now. We are finally on the verge of taking this journey. And it already feels overwhelming to see the kind of love I have received from the people I have met. It is a huge responsibility I have been given to carry my parents' legacy and give back to the very land that has made me who I am. This is my musical journey on my very own river, the mystical Brahmaputra.
Khandim ami khandima noir balit khun ma ami khadial jame ma ami khad phul khame ma ami khadial jame ma ami khad phul khame.
So that's how beautiful the place is. Just it is not like it's a quick edit of it. So if you come and explore, you'll realize it's a land you have not been to, and there's so many stories to tell. The storytellers will know more stories there, and you guys should definitely come. Everyone, welcome. And the government is initiating a lot of things to make it easy for you to come and shoot in Assam. So yes, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Paponda, for your so valuable speech. And hope we have concluded our discussions. And if anything to ask, any questions, then we are going to answer it. If anything is, please, yeah. You take the mic, please.
I actually wanted to bring something to your notice, what we observe as a difference between Europe and India is primarily not just filmmaking that the government is supporting, but the lack of avenues for showcasing our work. The exhibition is not there for films that travel to festivals, and then filmmakers are not that motivated to make work which is not showcased. I make a film and it's lying with me. What's the point of that if I'm not able to showcase it? So I think Government of India announced in 2016 a plan where any film that travels to festival will be bought over by the government for DD channel and paying 25 lakh to filmmakers. But that never materialized. So now that you're here, I think I should bring that up. And also there's a scheme that, any film that travels to festivals, when independent filmmakers with their hard work, sweat, blood, putting everything together, make a film that ends up going to Locarno, Cannes or anywhere, that the promotion of that film is very important, There are so many big films here. Shaunik's film is here, if government provides that support and we could have that big poster, it's a film from India in Cannes, that can really help us. So, this support is amazing that, earlier there was no support from government. Co-productions were very difficult. Now we can proudly walk in the market saying that, our government is giving money. We can make more films which are international, take our stories to the world. And also if government can put in a little bit more money to support filmmakers in exhibition, that'll be an icing on the cake. Just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Yes, that is something that we are looking at, creating marketing strategy separately for the movies, which are low budget and new, experiments where it's not very easy to sell. That's something that we are also looking at. And even the policy talks about creating mobile screening facilities. So that's another area where we are trying to create more avenues for moviegoers to watch the movies. So that is something which has not completely taken a shape, but the thought process is part of our film policy. So taking cue from your suggestion, we would like to work on it further so that this is taken care of. Thank you so much for your input.
The question is that you announced that you have a one window clearance and you're helping people. You have lot of you have the institute there which has all the equipment and post production facilities and all. Are there any financial incentives also you were about to announce? Because you said is the state government, the finance commission, helping producers or filmmakers in financial
Yeah,
way also?
definitely. We have some financial announcements, but the things are like that. The financial announcements are only confined to the Assamese film producers right now as per the film policy. And that's why we welcome everyone to shoot there. But instead of having a financial direct facilities, we can provide you in a subsidized rate the equipments and the technicians and the shooting locations. And in fact, we will do a coordination with your team and will provide a government team led by the State Film Finance and Development Corporation with a kind help. We can provide you in that matter. And in fact, in film policy also, I think we are thinking about there is a policy in the film tourism policy that can be described by lawyer madam properly about that.
So right now, the film tourism gives scope for the tourism department to come up with various incentives. It's not direct financial support, but incentive in case you are coming to our place, doing a lot of shooting and spending where state is getting benefit. Out of that, some kind of reimbursement. These things
Fantastic.
are being framed. So this is in the right time that we are here. We understand what people are looking for and then incorporate those. So the film tourism bit of the tourism policy is right now amorphous and it is taking shape, and your inputs are welcome for that. And this is something I would like to say. There is a thought process to look at how much investment is coming in, and based on that incentivize people to come and easily do their filming in Assam and go back. So
Fantastic. Thank you. That's more than enough.
So are we talking about just Assam or Northeast?
right now we are talking about Assam, but we are also saying that if you come to Assam, you can reach out to the other parts of the Northeast. But the state policy we are talking about is only for Assam.
Assam.
I would like to add one more point. Yeah, exactly. We're talking about Assam and the government of Assam's initiative and our policies and our interest to invite you there. But yeah, there is a point. Because you see, when we speak about the Assam, we are the gateway to the northeast of India. Through us only, you have to go through all the 7 northeastern states. So as well as we really play a role, a motherly role for the entire northeastern part. And yeah, definitely, if you come to Assam, you can access all the locations of 7 northeastern states. Those are very beautiful locations indeed. And we are very much associated, and we have a very good and profound communication from Guwahati to any state capitals of the 7 northeastern states.
Basically, if you get your team, I'm sure any filmmaker comes with his his or her core team, like that couple of ADs, this, that required. But the entire big crew is quite qualified now. I've seen young people there in Assam, so you don't have to carry all of that big crew. You can come with your 10 most important people. All that Assam can provide. And if you want to quick edits and see this, that, camera handling, like a camera 80,000 in Bombay is 20,000 in Assam to hire per day. So that kind of stuff. So once you're in Assam, then you can access beautiful rolling meadows of Shillong, Meghalaya, or like the Switzerland, like hilly Arunachal. It's all accessible, but all your facilities and everything is right there. And also the stage, the five-star hotels or whatever is required, for the crew to be at home. That's what Assam can provide, and it's state government, so they can only provide stuff in their, I think, area. So that's what I believe.
Any more question? So we can think that we have concluded the discussion. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.